Hello, everyone. Toxic Talk. Toxic Talk, Toxic Talk, Toxic. So, this is the Toxic Talk. As you know, I talk Bitcoin in this show, and I cover some fails in the fiat clown world. So, let's talk about how the fiat system keep you poor. You know, they tell you, right, to go to school. They give you a bunch of stupid instructions. They said, do this, do that, follow the rules, follow this, follow that, take a student loan, get a degree, and you did all of that, right? And you have all the promises, the dream of, owning a home one day, all those things you did. And finally, now you end up with a bunch of debt. You can't really afford a living, right? Because here's the thing. Yes, you get a job. You get all those things. All those junk things you get in your house. You buy order from Amazon. All this comfort. But at the end of the day, they got you strapped because now you got like loan to pay and all those things to pay the bills and all those things. Because of that, you become in a situation where you stuck at that job you are into, because you can't say fuck you to that employer anytime. Like, there's no way you can because you're strapped, right? So you need to break that cycle. How do you do that, right? Because they got you strapped. Because now, how do you afford to take a few days off? Right? Some people cannot even afford to take a day off. Right? That's the real definition of slavery. They never really wanted you to be rich. Right? So when you get a few hours extra at work, a week, or anything, they never want you to get rich. They want to keep you in that vicious cycle where you keep running like in this rat race, where you always have this dream of skipping one day and having some money, you can retire and all these things. But this dream is almost erased, because now most people cannot even retire. So that's crazy, because they stole the retirement money. They gave it to a bunch of big fat to the top. So now all these people, they use that money. Now you have nothing. Like, in most countries, like more than 80% of countries, like the top 99.9% on, like the top is like the top 1%. Sorry, the top 1% on everything. So the slaves in the bottom, right, the hardworking people, they are the one sacrificing everything, right? Their time, their energy, they're sacrificing all of that. Why? Just to get strapped, just to get trapped. Now, Bitcoin breaks that cycle, because Bitcoin is time. I was just listening to that podcast this morning, and this thing, it blows my mind. I blow my mind because I never understood Bitcoin that way. Because what the guy was saying, it's like Bitcoin establish its own time. You know, we live in our time. We know second, minutes, hours, days, years. You know, and all those things, right? Bitcoin doesn't give a fuck. Bitcoin creates its own time. Bitcoin has its own reality. It's self-aware in its own world. So I intuitively believe that, but I never heard anybody to say that. So I was listening to Dare Gigi on the podcast. He was explaining that. This thing blew my mind because so many things I was hoping that Bitcoin can do, and Bitcoin did. It's like so many things I always wish. Like since I was a kid, there's so many things that was wrong, and I was like, why can't this be this way? Like, why is that supposed to be? Why is this thing so wrong? This has to be such a system, that system, to fix that, and everything I wish that happened, right? Since I was a kid, happened with Bitcoin. Everything I wish that we would have, I would see, and I can see it in Bitcoin. That's so transformational. That's why Bitcoin kind of sank in my head. Like the second I understood it, right? The second I heard that, like the first time I heard like somebody just explain a few, giving some explanation of Bitcoin, I get it. I didn't need like so much time to just understand. I get it. It's just I understand it, right? So, anyways, I know for some people it's hard, and they think the fact that you only say, "Hey, I only care about Bitcoin," that's the only one I want to pay attention to. They think you are toxic. You know, that's why I call this show Toxic Talk. They think you're toxic. Hey, this is not being toxic. This is just being open and clear, and this is just being, you know, like I know my limit. I know I just want to do what I understand. I want to talk about what passionate me. I don't want to talk about something that's gonna whip people off, you know, make you worse off. So that's just that. I don't care if somebody want to do shitcoin, do that. It's just that's what you want to do. But I'm sorry, you won't find those things in this podcast. In my channel, you won't find it. In piecover.com, you won't find anything related to shitcoin. When I first started, when I first learned about Bitcoin, and I went to this crypto space, right, or like crypto shitcoin space, and I was doing some shit coin, right, because I thought it was okay. Let's look at those things. But when I really look at them, it's like they're all like shit. They're all like nonsense, right? They're all scams. So, anyways, I can't keep this too long. I have to go, guys. But anyways, yeah. So the system to break that cycle, you need Bitcoin. That's the only thing, in my opinion. Gold won't do it because gold doesn't have its own time, right? So just go look this up. Go look at like a block sequence, block time for Bitcoin, and try to understand that, and you will see what I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I'll see you again. Bye, cover.